And here we go, Kaiba and Ishizu, and it should be an interesting match. They did play in the actual Battle City anime as well. It's Ishizu's deck is built mostly out of those few fairy monsters like Keldo, Kelbeck, Agido and all them that she used. I had to double up a lot of them because remember, Kaiba and Ishizu's duel only went for about 6 turns because Ishizu flipped Kaiba's graveyard with his deck. So here we go, there's Shrink. He has also drawn a Blue Eyes. He's also got Sword Stalker. So in terms of the two decks, Kaiba's deck does hit a lot harder. You would bank on it to win most of the time, I would say, against Ishizu, but you never know. Yu-Gi-Oh games aren't played on paper, they're played with cards, and it's like they say in football, games aren't played on paper. Alright, face down from Ishizu, and end phase. So Kaiba could play Sword Stalker here. There's Ring of Defense. Kaiba sets that down, and he does elect to tribute the Battle Ox. Down goes Sword Stalker, and a 2000 attack, not bad. And Sword Stalker launches an attack on Keldo. Its effect doesn't activate because Kaiba only has one monster in his graveyard. Kaiba with an early advantage, Sword Stalker on the field. There is a Flute of Summoning Dragon there as well, so Kaiba, if he draws Lord of D, could special summon that Blue Eyes. Alright, another face down from Ishizu. And she goes straight to her end phase as well. Alright, there's Upstart Goblin. That's basically a replacement for Pot of Greed. Because Pot of Greed is banned, at least on this game it is. So Upstart Goblin somewhat has that same effect. Hitotsumi Giant is played, so Kaiba almost drawing his Duelist Kingdom cards here for the time being. Alright, Agido is destroyed and the dice roll rolls up a 5. Ishizu doesn't have any level 5 monsters in her graveyard. That's what Agido does when it's destroyed. You roll a dice, and if the number is a number due to the level of a monster in the graveyard, so basically if Agido gets destroyed and you roll a 4, you can get that Agido back from the graveyard straight away. Alright, Shining Angel was played, as there are a lot of cards in the game with that effect, 1500 or less attack when it's destroyed. Shining Angel went for an attack. Kaiba has played Shrink, and that is going to protect his Hitotsumi Giant and destroy Shining Angel, which will activate its effect. And Ishizu having a bit of a think and plays Spirit of the Harp. She doesn't have really many light monsters in her deck that are under 1500. She may be hoping that Spirit of the Harp can get to defense mode on the next turn, maybe. And she won't be able to swap it to I wonder what she has face down, but it's not going to matter now. Hitotsumi Giant and Sword Stalker have both been sent to the graveyard. Remember, the effect of Shining Angel means you summon the card in attack mode. You don't actually get that choice. And I guess it's better to have an 800 attack on the field than have nothing at all and get blasted head on by the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which looks like that is what's about to happen. And Ishizu's taken a massive hit. Spirit of the Harp is destroyed. 5100. I wonder what Ishizu has in her hand. If she's going to make any sort of comeback, she's going to have to play it. She's going to have to play it now, otherwise she's going to have her life points ripped straight in half by that Blue Eyes. She goes with a face down defense and straight to her end phase. There's Sagi, the Dark Clown. White Dragon Head is played. And White Dragon Head goes for the attack, and it's Doriado. It could also be that Ishizu just hasn't drawn a very good hand as well. 3,000 points off, and Ishizu will not make it through next turn unless she plays something now. Alright, what's she got? She's having a good think, maybe having a look at some of the cards. She's gone with the face down defense again, and that may be all that she can do. Yeah, straight to the end phase. There's Thunder Dragon. Kaiba sets Sagi the Dark Clown in defense. And decides to attack with White Dragon Head again, and it's another Yugioh. And Yugioh will get a dice roll, and oh, it's a 6. Which would have been handy if Ishizu had something powerful in the graveyard, but she does not. 3,000 points off, and Kaiba picks up the first match in very convincing fashion. Maybe a bit of a mismatch. Ishizu's deck really relies on some of those magic and trap cards where she can flip the graveyard and the deck. Blast held by tributes in her deck. She was going to play that against Kaiba's Obelisk in the anime. At least I think it was Blast by Tribute. Peteteranodon. Alright. Ishizu wins Rock, Paper, Scissors, and she will have to win 2 in a row against Seto Kaiba, which is never an easy task. But let's see what she has here. There's Yugioh again, and Kestis of Dagla, Drag Down into the Grave, Cycle of the World, and Spell Reproduction. Although, a little bit of a better start here. Kestis of Dagla is a very useful card. We've seen Taya use that in the Duelist Kingdom era. Kestis of Dagla actually came in the starter deck Pegasus as well. It's a good card. You equip it to a fairy, and any life point damage it does by battle, you gain life points equal to the amount. Kaiba with Upstart Goblin. And he plays Z Metal Tank. Oh, and there's Shrink again. We saw that in the last game as well. Yugioh's attack is halved. Oh, and Yugioh rolls a 4. Yugioh will be able to return itself to the field. Wait, doesn't Shrink do half? Why did it go from 2,000 to 1,250? What am I missing there? Its originals... Well, it wouldn't be original attack, otherwise it would have gone to 750. What happened there? I thought Shrink halves the attacking monsters. Unless it's... sort of halved Kestis of Dagla. But is that math adding up? Or am I missing something? I might be missing something. Anyway, Kestis of Dagla is returned with the effect of Spell Reproduction. So 2,000 points again, back on Yugioh, and to the battle phase, and Z Metal Tank is destroyed. Ishizu will gain 500 life points. She's up to 9250, and she does have card destruction. Oh, and she's played it. Let's see what Kaiba had. Oh, Lord of D went down. It wasn't a fantastic hand from Kaiba. In fact, that card destruction may have actually helped him more than hindered him. But he did lose Lord of D. Although Kaiba now, 5 cards in hand, goes with a face down defense. And straight to his end phase. So Ishizu... Well, there's Angel Low 7. Added that to her deck as it's a fairy type, and it's also... It helps her deck be a bit more competitive, just to have something with a little bit of muscle in there. Hitotsumi Giant was destroyed. And as long as Ishizu can keep Yugioh on the field with that Kestis of Dagla, it's going to be a dangerous card because Ishizu, in theory, could keep drawing life points. Ah, there's that graveyard card, Exchange of the Spirit. Both players need 15 cards in their graveyards, and then Ishizu can flip the decks and the graveyards around. Okay, Lejin is destroyed. That's a... Geez, it's not a monster you want to be throwing in defense to spare your life points, but Kaiba may have had no choice. Alright, Kaiba, got to get a move on. He's having a good think. Having a good consideration of his options. And, okay, why Dragon Head? In attack mode. Oh, Monster Reborn. Okay, he does have a Z Metal Tank in his graveyard. And he's pulled that back. Now, Kaiba does have those fusion monsters, so he will be able to bring forth YZ Dragon Cannon? Is that what it's called? If he so desires, and that is what he does. You don't need polymerization for those fusion. YZ Tank Dragon. What did I say? I think I said Dragon Tank. But that is a very good card. It's 2100 attack, so it will get over Yugioh, and it does also, you can throw a card from your hand to the graveyard and you can destroy a... I think it might only be a face down. Is it a face down monster? And oh, Yugioh's rolled a 4 again. Yugioh once again revives itself from the graveyard. That is superb luck for Ishizu. That Yugioh right now is almost immortal. Alright, there's End of the World. That's a ritual summon for Ruin, Queen of Oblivion, or Demise, the King of Armageddon. Added to Ishizu's deck again for competitiveness. However, it's not looking good for Ishizu now. Kaiba with that YZ Tank Dragon on the field, that's going to be quite difficult to get rid of. Yugioh again is destroyed, and this time it rolls a 5. So Yugioh is finally destroyed. After getting its dice roll twice. And, oh, you were kidding me. It's another Yugioh. Or Agido, or Agido. I think it's just called Yugioh. Oh, what a... The Kaiba's going to be seeing that in his nightmares. Alright, what's Kaiba got here? Now, he does have 5 cards in his hand. I can't remember exactly if that YZ Tank Dragon, if the monster is face down, or if it's just monster in general. Okay, there's cost down. That will reduce all the levels of Kaiba's monsters in his hand by 2. And he's just thrown polymerization to the graveyard. Oh, that's from the effect of cost down. You have to discard a card. And Swordstalker has come to the field. That's another 2,000, so Kaiba in a fantastic position here. Ishizu did get off to a good start, but it looks like it's about to start, unless of course Yugioh can... Ah, rolled a 1. I was hoping for a 4. That would have been funny, but alright, 2100 off Ishizu. She's down to 7050, and she's only got Angel 07 in her hand, so... She's in... Ooh, Kelbeck. And I say, ooh, Kelbeck, because anything that attacks her after damage calculation, it goes back to the owner's hand. Or a monster that attacks Kelbeck goes back to the owner's hand. It's like Wall of Illusion. Oh, but this time, Kaiba has used the effect of YZ Tank Dragon. Ishizu did play... It'd be flooring the effect. I don't know if it's a face down or if it's just a monster in general. I can't quite remember, but... Anyway, YZ Tank Dragon attacks again as well. And Kelbeck can't attack an enemy and send it to the monster. The enemy has to attack Kelbeck. Although Kaiba, he threw away a nothing card as well. And Ishizu's running out of life points, she's running out of options. Shining Angel is currently on the field. Kaiba goes with a face down spell or trap. And okay, Shining Angel is destroyed. Kaiba, he could have activated the effect again. But he's chosen not to. He may be getting a little bit complacent or maybe a little bit cocky. You do know what Kaiba is like. But he may have been able to end the duel there if he used the effect. Of that YZ Tank Dragon. Unless he's got cards in his hand that he doesn't want to throw away, but he would have won the duel there. Maybe Kaiba is just getting a little bit... You know what Kaiba's like. He likes to toy with his opponents. He's like, come on Ishizu, I'll give you another turn. Okay, down goes... Keldo, I think that was. And Spirit of the Harp now in defense mode as well. Alright, YZ Tank Dragon. Looks like it's activated its effect. Oh, Kaiba's just thrown away a Blue Eyes White Dragon. That would break Kaiba's heart, but if he did that last turn, he would have won the duel already. There goes Spirit of the Harp. And Swordstalker attacks. Kaiba is just casually giving Ishizu a couple of extra turns just to prove that point that he is in control of his own destiny. Nobody else is controlling his destiny. It doesn't matter what Ishizu says or her big stone tablet. Kaiba doesn't care. He's the one who makes his own destiny. He's got nothing to do with ancient Egypt, and he's just making his point now by giving Ishizu a window to... But now, oh, there goes Hyozan Ryu as well. Kaiba had really good monsters in his hand. Shining Angel's destroyed. It wasn't by battle, so the effect doesn't activate. And Kaiba says, to hell with your Egyptian prophecies, Ishizu, you are defeated in straight sets. Go to the back of the line. I am going to advance in my tournament where I will eventually lose to Yugi once again. Kaiba picks up the win, and let's pull up the the Battle City season, and let's see who's playing next. And where are we? Battle City season. So Kaiba defeated Ishizu, and in the next match, we will have Esperoba against Seeker. So that's Seeker's Exodia summon deck against Esperoba's Fake Mind Reading, which, to be honest, I don't see Esperoba having enough in his deck to actually get through all of Seeker's defenses, because Seeker's deck is basically a big stall deck. So, but you never know. We'll see that match tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to head off. I'm going to get this one produced. Thanks everyone for tuning in and sharing your comments as well. I wake up to them every morning. Keeps me going. Thanks for all the support. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, keep well. Farewell.